Hello and welcome to my channel Health and Wellness with Emma Mentel. It is a Thursday afternoon here in Durban, South Africa, where I'm from, and I wanted to update you on my most recent fast with a group of my more experienced fasting participants, and just in general how I've decided to break this fast, and also just talk a little bit about our relationship with food, our concepts of nourishment, and how one can consider being mindful about food choices and fasting options as an approach to weight loss, reducing inflammation, and also looking at insulin resistance in that context of carrying excess weight. So thank you for watching. Also thank you for joining my channel and for leaving your comments if you're finding those helpful. My information is in my channel about who I am and how I work, and please have a look at my introductory recording as well. So last night I completed a 72-hour fast. I started that on Sunday evening after a main meal on Sunday afternoon, and then I fasted with a group. People in my fasting community and some of my previous fasting course participants. Day one was quite difficult. I struggled a little bit with hunger, but overall everything was fine. Day two felt definitely easier. I did monitor my blood glucose, and by the end of day two, sort of by 48 hours, things really felt quite regulated. I felt well. And yesterday I felt great, really, for the whole day. I do use minerals in between in my water. I tracked my blood glucose. Everything was fine, around 4.2 to 4.6 millimole per liter. So really nothing to be concerned about. And then last night I broke my fast with a bone broth. And what I decided to do today, just as a slightly different approach to my usual breaking my fast and what I have the day after that, is that I decided to do a course of the Ultra Clear Renew. It's a metagenics, a medical food. I've been sensing for some time that when I break my fast, even though I know all the incredible benefits, and over time I've noticed such improvement on so many levels, but I felt or sensed that from a detoxification point of view, that I could probably benefit from something, especially post doing a long fast. This fast was not like my others of 5 days, but 72 hours is significant. We know that a lot can be healed and repaired in a 72-hour fast. So Ultra Clear Renew is an advanced detoxification support to help the body's natural metabolic detoxification process. Also helps to alkalinize the body, and it helps to remove heavy metals. Now, for any of you who've ever had metal fillings in your teeth or any other exposure to heavy metals, which I think many of us have every day, this kind of support would really be beneficial. If not all the time, then definitely from time to time. So this product was developed to really provide very specific nutritional support for phase 1, 2, and 3 detoxification. So we know that post a fast, really getting into the detoxification pathways is going to help remove any of the toxins that might have been mobilized during the fast. And I find that the benefits of my longer fasts have been so noticeable but that almost just after breaking my fast, that I sense my body needs a little bit more support. So this formulation would be really supportive, not just for somebody on a fasting journey, but for anybody who suspect or who know that there's a concern with heavy metals, and for anybody who wants to have this more sophisticated approach to detoxification support. So the product really is quite incredible in how it was formulated. Essential amino acids, watercress, there's some hops in here. I'm just reading through this product detail. Active botanicals that they mention here. So really anything in this product that is specifically designed to support the detoxification process alongside energy production, phase 2 liver detoxification support, the antioxidant nutrients, pantothenic acid, vitamin B5, important for energy production, also zinc. So when we look at something like watercress, the sulforaphane really is a very important nutrient when it comes to particular detoxification pathways. And I think something like detoxification support can be a good consideration for someone. I also have mentioned before that I do like to use something like the phytoorganics, which is an intestinal health and immune health support as a medical food, because I do find that as I break my fast, I can't just go straight into eating. I recommend homemade bone broth, very gently reintroducing foods. And I found that when I use a dilution of these products, actually today I combined the two, but in a very diluted form. So about a quarter scoop of the phytoorganics and about half a scoop of the Ultra Clear Renew as a meal, and that was really great. I mean, I felt well afterwards. It didn't cause any digestive discomfort. So getting into a longer fast, especially post 48 hours, would require some careful reintroduction of foods, like really starting with liquids, something like bone broth, something like a nutritional formula that can help give us the nutrients, but in a diluted or in a liquid form, so that we don't cause any upsets. So there's a lot of information available about Ultra Clear Renew, and you can have a look on the Metagenics website that I have a link for in my information on my channel. For me, what's been really phenomenal to notice in the last 2.5 years of a fasting journey, I've recently done blood tests and my fasting insulin has halved from 3 years ago. That is a significant reduction without medication. Obviously some carb restriction, obviously exercise, and then regular fasts. And that really has encouraged me to continue with this kind of lifestyle where fasts have become a part of my week, or definitely every 2 to 3 weeks. And then over time, the consistency, I think, has really paid off. I've also noticed in my blood test that inflammation seems to be markedly reduced. So that feels like such a positive marker of improvement. As far as weight loss goes, and as far as relationship with food goes, I was having a conversation with my fasting group earlier this week around nourishment and food as a metaphor, because that obviously is in the long run what we have to address. if we don't consider food as a nutrient or a way to nourish ourselves or as a fuel, if we consider food as something to numb or something to help with boredom or process difficult emotions, then it's going to be very hard in the long run to get a grip on and to change these unhealthy habits in the long run, in the long term, and very often related to self-worth, self-sabotage. And I was talking to my fasting group about that inner critic, that voice that comes out, especially in the absence of food. When we take away that sort of known comfort and we fast for a day or 2 or 3, that inner critic voice can get really loud and very destructive. And that's where we have an opportunity to perhaps step up and notice who's talking. Is it my empowered self that's making these choices, or is it that part of me that wants me to fail or that wants to get in the way of my progress? And perhaps by considering these kind of factors, when you want to make some lifestyle changes, when you want to try out fasting, when you want to reduce the consumption of foods that are harmful to you or that are harmful to your health, you're going to want to look at which part of you is driving those unhealthy behaviors, and to perhaps journal about that, perhaps find somebody to have a conversation about it. And my fasting courses, the next one will be starting next week. The information is on my social media if you want to have a look. These courses will give people an opportunity over 8 weeks to review eating habits, to try out fasting as a tool, to feel supported while you maybe introduce certain changes. And that's really important. The benefit of having a community and not feeling like you are alone can be an incredible support when you start to implement change, and to maybe challenge those beliefs that you've been holding on to perhaps challenge that conditioning of deprivation when you're not eating. So there are so many things to consider, and with every fast I find that I gain such insight about outdated beliefs. I gain such insight about some of my triggers that will make me want to reach for something sweet. And I was sharing with my group earlier this week, I can't believe, actually, when I have a look at a supermarket, I had to go into a big supermarket earlier this week to buy batteries for my blood glucose monitor. And instinctively, I almost wanted to walk to the sweet or the biscuit aisle. And I thought, no, what you're doing, you actually, you're into a long fast. You're already, a day or 2 into a long fast, and you're doing well. And I turned around, I went to the other side of the store to go and pay for what I'd purchased. And I was surrounded just by packs and mountains of sugar and sweets and wrappers of all kinds of unhealthy, I don't even want to call it a treat because it's just unhealthy food snacks. And it made me so aware of how many people out there find it so difficult to change behaviors, because wherever you go into in a supermarket to buy food, you're going to have to get to the checkout aisle where it's sweets and biscuits and cool drinks and fizzy drinks and chocolates and all those kind of things. And it would require a really strong mindset and complete resilience a deep belief in why you wouldn't want to eat these foods, for somebody to be able to just look the other way, to almost ignore all the noise on the side and to just proceed to the checkout to buy. And isn't it tragic that big food is so invested in keeping us addicted to sugar? Why is it that these supermarket aisles, as you check out, can't have salads or fruit or nuts? Some supermarkets I know have gone that way, but I very specifically noticed it this week during a fast that it seems like big food is not supporting those of us who are trying to make long-term changes. And it's up to you as the individual to take that step, to really make that decision and make that choice to end that war on your body, and to choose a lifestyle that is less about this war inside yourself with yourself, and something that is more kind and loving, and that represents a deep care for this wonderful body that you have. So that's my update for today. It's my first day post the fast. I'm eating very carefully. I'd love to hear from you, and please, if you want to join my next online 8-week fasting course, do reach out on social media or on my email, which will be in the description below. Thank you for watching. I enjoyed having this conversation with you, and I look forward to talking to you more about food, eating, healthy lifestyle, and fasting.